Hello everybody, this is Doug Richardson and Maran from Silvergrain Studio Lab. Yeah, we wish you all happy holidays, and related to that, we just thought to bring you an unboxing feeling, like under the Christmas tree, with the brand new Kaiser VCP 9005.
Yeah, so we're going to open it up, show you guys exactly what's in the box, what it comes with, all the features of it, and you know, today's market, you know, everybody's looking at used equipment, so we're going to show you that there's our manufacturers out there that are still making this new equipment and that it's available to you, and we're going to show you what it's all about.
Okay, the first one. Great. And the last one. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Okay, so.
Nice and crisp.
Yeah, totally new. The color head, including the enlarger, the column, base plate. Let's see.
Yep. Even comes with a nice cover.
Cover. That's another. The manual. Okay. Smells even new. Okay. Okay, you got it? Okay,
As you can see, the head comes pre-assembled and with a quick mounting. We're almost ready to use it.
Yeah, it's very simple also. Everything is described in the manual which comes with it. And well, to be honest, it's a different feel than, I mean, we got so many used ones in the past, especially for our studio. Yeah, just having something new, and if you just feel that here, it's kind of like a different experience. Transformer. I talked to Kaiser and they just explained if you have an old transformer and you want to replace the plug here, send in the device plus the color head and they're going to replace that for you. Okay, this one goes here.
We've got an additional film mask that comes with it, and that's for 6x7. We've got a diffuser, a glass diffuser that comes as well.
Yeah, also this, and in order to attach the lens, so that's an M39 thread with a Rodenstock lens. You can also get the lenses via via Kaiser, but if you have an older lens, that will fit too. You can also get that enlarger without the color head. This is a dedicated color head for halogen lamps. Okay. Really trying to get into that thing. It's also for us the first time having really a brand new enlarger since a long time in our hand. So let's go through the different parts. You have an idea what we can find here?
So first, as you're setting up, it has the adjustable feet, and it's got the bubble level right here at the base, so you can get your plot straight first. That's going to be one of your most important points for getting accurate photos. Then it's got your lever for moving up and down, and of course that's for making your enlarger bigger. As we go through and look at some of the other features, we've got the split grade filter holder here.
Yeah, if you just need the red filter for just using your multi-grade positioning your paper, you just can switch on here. The red filter, especially this filter holder here, is can also be used for the diffuser. Some people are using color analyzers or light meters or densitometers in order to correct their exposure. So you can just put in the diffuser and then it diffuses, it mixes in fact all the colors, and then you just go with your sensor there and you do a color temperature measurement in order to find the right filtration. That's a cool thing. But even you can put other masks on it, especially if you want to do some kind of vignetting or whatever.
So you can also adjust it here for doing projections on a wall or a distant object. So you have the coarse focus, so that extends all the way out. And then you have a fine focus for fine tuning, and those are identified in the dark by the different size knobs, which is nice touch as well. So up here you have your adjustments for your yellow, red, and blue or cyan filters, and then you have the ability to switch those on and off as you can. And then on this side it has the density, so a density adjustment for doing black and white photos. So you can use this
also for color, because especially for color, when you're thinking about printing in RA4, try to get as long as possible, the longest possible exposure times, because RA4 paper is very sensitive. If you just have an old Enlarger without a density filter, you might end up with 10 seconds and less than that. With this one, you just can you can add 2 f-stops easily on top of that. So you even can later on dodging and burning.
Dodging and burning, yes. And so here you have your film holder. So it comes with a 6x9 glass plate with an anti-Newton glass on the top, of course, and then it has your masks here for doing some of your adjustments. And those are nice and easy. With it being a new machine, it glides right in nice and smooth.
There's one important thing to say about the color head of the Kaiser system. There was always a fight, what's better, a mixing chamber or a condenser. Now Kaiser solved that very, very cleverly. They have both in it. A mixing chamber gives you a very diffuse light, so whenever you have scratches or dust on your negative, you don't see it. On the other hand, it is a disadvantage for later contrast and sharpness in the total image. So a condenser-based Enlarger brings you a sharper and more contrasty image. But you have more dust specks on it, you could see all the scratches, if there are spots on the negative. Now combining both of this, you get best of both worlds.
And so it does come with 2 lens mount adapters. So one is for the 50mm and then one other one is for the 80 to 105. So
we have here a 50mm Rodenstock. That's very important. If you just put that, they have both the M39 thread. If you put it on the wrong one, you have a problem to get the focus. So the distance is very important. So just look on the designation, 50mm. You just easily connect that, and then
you swing your filter holder out of the way.
Quick mount. See, that's also for me the first time. Okay, that's it.
All right, so the Kaiser VCP 9005, it comes with that color head, and so the plug comes in through the proprietary plugs. It plugs into the power supply. All right, so then you'll take the power supply, you'll plug that into your timer.
That's here.
Yep. And then you'll plug your timer into the mains voltage.
So that's it. In fact, theoretically, you're ready to print now. That's all.
Slap some film in there.
It even smells new, I must say.
We don't want to be like some other photographers that do the new smell, do we? Let's see how it...
Oh yeah, what you always should, it comes also with a spare fuse. Whenever you start to print, sometimes the fuse blows, and the worst thing is you don't have a spare one. In a weekend, all the stores are closed. Just try to get always a spare one. Here they deliver one with the transformer.
Just remember where you put it.
Yeah, that's more important, yes. Good.
All right, so we're going to give you now a little bit of a better close-up look at this Enlarger. So we have the center column here, and it's got the scale on there for your different lenses, so you can help determine your exposure times and your distances for your different Enlarger sizes. Of course, it goes up and down nice and smooth, as a brand new machine should. It's got the bubble level there to help you keep the plata straight. So as we move up here, so it allows us to tilt the head, and it also has the scale. I don't know if you can see it there, but it has the scale to help you determine the degrees. So if you needed to tilt it 90 degrees to get enlargement on the wall. All right, moving along, we have also the focus and a fine focus. Also here it has an adjustment and a bubble level here for doing perspective control corrections. So which is quite nice. Here is the filter holder that swings in and out. Here's the lens removal. So it pops in and out.
Especially if you want to quickly change the lenses.
So nice and secure. Here's the film holder. And it has the anti-Newton glass that comes with it. It also has the 6x7 mask, and you can get the 35mm masks as well. And those have the movable masks. And that slides nice and in. It's got the plate filter holders. It's got your yellow, red, and blue adjustments. And you can take those in and out of the light stream.
Especially the filter control should be mentioned, especially in the dark room. You always know, is the filter in or not?
Yeah. And then on this side you have the density controller for helping to control your exposure times for your color and black and white photography. So here as well, on the inside you have this red filter that's controlled by these red handles. So that's easily identifiable in the darkroom compared to your masks here on the side. So it allows you to use or adjust your paper.
Especially the additional filter holder should be explained. You can really use that in order to put in a multi-grade filter, maybe an Ilford one.
Or multiple. It has multiple slots there.
Yeah, exactly. Or masks. And you just can really adjust, especially when you're using masks in order to do vignetting. With that adjustable ring here, you just
can sharper
or less sharp,
more diffused.
Especially when you put a diffuser in for, let's say, a color analyzer or to measure it. You just kind of like quickly put it in, take it out, and then you can start to print. It's also important to say the model we have here, it was just a few weeks ago manufactured. It's not that it's just one an new old stock. This is just something from the assembly line. The manufacturer told us that there's an increase of demand, and even schools, universities are starting to order them again, nationally and internationally. So in fact, we have really something interesting to think about.
If you're into doing workshops like we are, and you want to standardize all the machines, this would be an excellent choice, because then you can have a set of equipment that can go across all the different enlargers. And you can standardize all your plugs, all your other equipment, and so that would be a good touch, just like the schools or other workshops or universities. So the Kaiser 9005, it uses a halogen bulb in it, a 12-volt halogen bulb for doing its color processes or its lighting. And so it uses the proprietary plug here for the new style plug. This is version 3, and it goes into their transformers here. All right, so an important note to stress here that these transformers are specifically designed for these heads. And what it does is it provides that instantaneous on and off that you need associated with the timer for making the enlargements. If you get these aftermarket power supplies, they can run a little long or short on the timing, and that could possibly affect your exposures. So it comes with a spare fuse that's accessible through this little port right here. So if something happens and you get an overload protection and your fuse blows, you'd rather replace that than the transformer itself. So the plug is quite easy. Plugs right in, nice and secure. You turn it on. On and off switch is Yeah, it's quite simple. It's not a very big unit, and
it should also be mentioned that it's also available for other. This is a 221 volt, and
yes. So this particular version is for the European market that uses the 220 volts, but Kaiser does offer them in the 110 voltage for the clients in the U.S. and other places that use the 110 voltage. So if you're wherever you order your Enlarger from, make sure that you are getting the correct. They are not universal adapters.
What you also need is a digital timer. Could be a mechanical timer. Before Kaiser had mechanical timers, but the clockwork, they told me, was not available anymore, so they switched to a digital one. In fact, it's very simple. You just you have a start and stop button. You have an on and off button. You have the buttons to do the setting of your time, plus and minus, and it shows it in this this LED scale shows you the time in seconds. In fact, also here we have here the European Union plug. Yeah. You can also get it for the United States or different other markets. That's also the 220 volt version, 110 for other markets. You just have to check that. Now, how are you connecting this to the Enlarger?
So the plug that comes from the Enlarger head plugs directly into the power supply. Then you take the power supply plug, and that plugs in to your timer. And then that way the timer can control the power supply on and off directly. So you want to turn that on or leave it off. Then you have your mains voltage that goes into the plug. And then you turn on your power supply, and then you can turn your system on and off here. And you can't see it quite now, but it's on, but it's nice and dim for operation in the dark room, so it doesn't affect your exposure.
It has already a yellow filter on it, or yellowish filter on it, especially when you're using color material. There you need the 590 nanometer filter. So you can use that for black and white and color printing.
Yeah. So the start-stop for the exposure start-stop button, it's colored red for possibly easy visibility in the darkroom. The only thing I wish that it might have been a little bit bigger.
Like in the old days.
Similar to some of the other timers where you can slap it on and off. To me, that's just my preference.
Well, you have here these two buttons, the start and stop. With this one, if you start that one, automatically the light goes on, so you can do your focusing. Yeah. Switch that off, and then just set the time as you need it. And then if you want to start the enlargement, push that button, that thing does a countdown, switch it on and switch it off.
Exposure made.
Yeah. Well, we just got, I hope we could give you a kind of impression how a new Enlarger looks like from Kaiser. I must say I was really impressed about that. It's kind of a different feeling than just getting a used one on the market, which we mostly got in touch with. That's definitely a new experience. I don't know how do you see that, Doug?
Yeah, I think the new one right out of the box, you're going to have the confidence of all the movements and all the locks and everything. They're not going to need adjusting. Right out of the box, I was super impressed with the build quality. Of course, everything ran really smooth. You know, the zero detents, for the perspective controls and everything. It was awesome. Nice, smooth, almost it feels like it's geared, focusing here.
The bellow has no leaks, no light leaks.
Yeah, the filter basket here, or the filter holder, it's not like on some of the older versions that I've come across where if you hit it maybe or in transport it would break. This one it seems a little bit more sturdier built.
And it's there, because sometimes you just buy them and it's got lost and you have to search for it, and
so it gives you the flexibility. And like I said, you're running off of brand new filters here for all your different colors, so you're not worried about fading or what we say fogging, any of those type of conditions. So it's everything there. And then you have the guarantee of a warranty through Kaiser and the reputation that they carry with them. The transformer and everything, this model is a EU version, so it is 220, but they do sell them in America at 110 volts. as well as the timers. Those are also 110 volts. You can get them in the States or anywhere else that has that voltage. The only thing I really would have added was a big slap button there for the start stop for the timer, but is it a deal breaker? No. But other than that, the build quality and the ease of use with just the 4 buttons, I thought that was quite nice.
Well, there's another thing you should, beside the fact that you're getting a new device, I can describe that darkroom printing is a process that goes over years and decades, in fact. In my case, I bought my first new Enlarger in the early 90s when I was a student. And I learned everything about printing with that Enlarger. And in fact, you have to know that thing in the dark, literally. And the better you know your system, the better you can deal with it and with the ins and outs. Especially when you buy a 30 or 40-year-old Enlarger. I mean, it had already most of its life behind it, and something breaks, and it breaks in the darkroom, it breaks while you're doing it, and it's your time, it's your print that really is damaged in that much. So it makes definitely sense, especially when you are a serious darkroom photographer, to invest in something that is with you for the next decades.
Or it's also good units to have for, like we said, classrooms, universities, or if you are going to be making your own workshops, it's good to be able to get a couple of these machines and maybe standardize your equipment across the machines, and they can also share equipment across the machines as well. So, but the availability of them is there, and that's what's great about about this Enlarger and Kaiser, you know, providing it out there for us. In the photo community. In
the coming weeks, there will be more videos about that. We're going to use that thing. Well, this was not only an unboxing. We will also use it in our darkroom. We'll just see how it performs, how we like it, and well, at the moment, I can say I'm totally impressed. And it was kind of exciting to have something new. Even it smelled new.
It was good.
That's it. Well, I hope you liked this video.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you had any questions, just get in contact with us or buy a magazine. That will be also cool. Any questions about it, drop us a line, and stay safe.
Stay safe. Identifying handles on it, so you don't confuse it in the dark with the
these are the
I just lost the word for it.
I forgot it.
I just had it. So it has this red identifying handle, so you don't get it confused with the masks in the film holder.